back to using the Mac with VoiceOver. I'm going to talk about a feature that I use practically every day when I'm on my Mac, and that is the trackpad commander. This does relate to the web, and we'll come to this when we're on the web, but you've probably figured out how it works now because it's very much like the iPhone. What I'm going to do is let the VoiceOver user guide describe the trackpad commander for us.
Finder.
So I'm going to bring up the VoiceOver user guide from my window chooser menu, which I'll come to later on.
VoiceOver gestures involve using. If you have a trackpad and VoiceOver is on, you can turn on the trackpad commander, then use gestures to navigate and interact with items on the screen, and enter VoiceOver commands.
So far we've only focused, haven't we, on the keyboard navigation of our Mac, and you've heard me mention the fact that you can use that trackpad that's built into a laptop, or get the Magic trackpad, which is an external trackpad with batteries, 2AA. Maybe you could buy those 40 batteries, those 40 pack of batteries from Amazon that we found. But it's a very useful feature, and I'm going to let you read about it and we'll demonstrate it.
VoiceOver gestures involve using one or more fingers to drag, tap, flick, or rotate on the trackpad. You can use different techniques for a gesture. For example, you can tap using 2 fingers on one hand, or 1 finger on each hand. You can use keyboard help to practice standard and customized gestures and learn what they do.
So in the trackpad commander, in the commanders category of the VoiceOver utility, in that table, you will find a way to assign extra gestures that aren't already there by holding down the command key, or the option key I believe it is, and doing a gesture that you assign to do commands that aren't pre-assigned, to open applications and do all sorts of things. But I'm just going to let this read.
The trackpad represents the window or area on the screen where the VoiceOver cursor is located. When you drag a finger on the trackpad, you move the VoiceOver cursor only in that window or area. VoiceOver speaks the items in the VoiceOver cursor as you move the cursor, and plays a sound effect whenever it encounters a blank space on the screen. This information helps you gain a sense of the actual location of items on the screen as you navigate. For example, if the cursor is in the Mail toolbar, the trackpad represents the Mail toolbar. When you drag your finger on the trackpad, you move the VoiceOver cursor in the Mail toolbar. Because the trackpad represents only a specific area and not the entire screen, you can't stray to other areas or apps by accident. To enhance collaboration with sighted users, VoiceOver makes the area of the screen you're working in more visible by dimming the rest of the screen. Other collaboration features, such as the caption or braille panels, can be used at this. See also. Link. Use VoiceOver gestures on Mac. Web content.
So I've just pressed that link with VoiceOver space. I'm now going to read about that.
If you have a trackpad and the trackpad commander is on, you can use VoiceOver gestures to navigate and interact with items on the screen.
So let's try this out. So now I'm going to hold down Control and Option, and just like on the iPhone when you use 2 fingers to turn the dial left and right, I'm going to place my first and second finger on my right hand on the screen and turn them clockwise away from me.
Trackpad commander on.
And all I'm going to do now, like I would on a website, is flick to the right.
To turn on the trackpad commander, hold down the VoiceOver modifier C. Link. And rotate 2 fingers clockwise anywhere on the trackpad. To turn it off, hold down the VoiceOver modifier and rotate 2 fingers counterclockwise. List 5 items. VoiceOver includes standard gestures for navigating and interacting with items on the screen. You can't change these gestures. 1 of 5.
So these ones you can't change. All I'm doing is flicking left and right on my trackpad, and I'm navigating the web view of the VoiceOver user guide.
Link. VoiceOver standard gestures on Mac.
I'm now going to do, have a guess, double tap. I've found an item I want. I'm going to double tap the trackpad with 1 finger.
Web content.
I'm now going to flick to the right.
Web content. Close button. Web content.
Now this is where we get interesting. I need to interact with the web content. So I do 2 fingers, flick to the right.
In web content, heading level
and I'm
1,
going to flick to the right.
If you're using a trackpad, you can use standard VoiceOver gestures to perform actions such as navigating and interacting with items on the screen. You can't modify the standard gestures. VO. Link. Use the VoiceOver modifier.
Okay, here we go. So let's read about them.
Note. If a gesture doesn't mention a specific number of fingers, use a single finger. Heading level 2. General.
So the general gestures, let's learn all about the trackpad commander. I absolutely love this when I'm navigating my Mac.
General VoiceOver gestures, table 2 columns, 5 rows.
So we're now in a table. I'm going to flick to the right.
Action.
Action.
Column 1 of 2.
Gesture.
Column, row 2 of 5. Turn on the trackpad commander and voiceover gestures. VO2 finger rotate clockwise.
We've
Column
done that
2
one.
of 2. Row 3 of 5. Turn off the trackpad commander and voiceover gestures. Column 1. VO2 finger rotate counterclockwise. Row 4 of 5. Turn the screen curtain on or off. Column 1 of 3 finger triple tap.
So if you want, like on the iPhone, again, it all links, to be honest with you, iPhone or iPad. If you want privacy, 3 finger double tap.
Row 5 of 5. Mute or unmute voiceover. Column 1, 3 finger double tap.
That's
Column
useful. Say if you've got a braille display and you don't want speech, you can do that.
End of table. Heading level 2. Navigation. Navigation. Action. Gesture. Row 2 of 10. Force the voiceover cursor into a horizontal or vertical line. Hold down the shift key.
I don't use that one.
Row 3 of 10. Move the voiceover cursor to the next item. Column 1. Flick right.
Okay, so you flick it to the right and flick it to the left goes to the previous, the next and previous item, like on an iPhone.
Row 4 of 10. Flick left. Column 2 of 2. Row 5 of 10. Move content or the scroll bar, depending on the 3 finger flick in any direction.
Okay, so that's the scroll. So I'm going to get out of the user guide now.
Finder, desktop.
And I'm now going to show you a couple of others and read through all that. But again, you can read through all the gestures. If I use 2 fingers and I double tap right near the bottom of the trackpad,
dock,
that's taken me straight to my dock, okay? If I double tap with 2 fingers near the top,
menu bar, Apple.
Remember that menu bar? We're now in the menu bar. Okay, so I'll flick to the right.
Finder. iCloud. Menu bars in the extra. Getting started. Rich text document. Menu bar. Finder. Text edit. Sunday the 24th. I'm going to go. Apple. Menu. About this Mac. System preferences.
I'll flick down through the menu.
Finder. About find. Preferences. Empty.
And I'm flicking through my menus left and right. And I'm flicking up and down the menu.
Dim Command Shift Z.
You can do 2 fingers scrub to the left goes back, etc. But you've also got the rotor. So if you turn the standard rotor now, the standard dial like on the iPhone.
Characters. Window spot. Navigation. Characters.
And you can guess what this means. If we go into Safari.
Safari.
And we use the rotor.
Words. Window spot. Links. Headings.
And I flick up and down.
Heading level 2. Link. New Apple iPhone 12. Heading level 2. Link. New Apple iPhone 12 mini. 60.
It works just like iOS. So we were able to combine that into one section. To be fair, we didn't need to. So you can use the trackpad commander to navigate with your rotor like you do on your iPhone.
Trackpad commander off.
I'll turn that off with voiceover keys and 2 finger clock anti-clockwise. But you can navigate the web just like you do on an iPhone. You can bring up the window chooser of windows that are open and the app chooser as well. And there's a whole host of things you can do. So please read the user guide. But that is the trackpad commander. So you might say, but Will, how do I benefit from all this in closing on the information on navigation on the Mac and the web and in general? You could combine things. You could use QuickNav for one website or task. Then you could switch to the trackpad commander. You can always leave the trackpad commander on. Then you might want to use standard keyboard commands. There's a whole host of ways that you can navigate your Mac, and I'd encourage you to find the way that suits you, but then to actually learn the methods that you want to use and stick to them, but explore new territories as well. Trackpad commander can be different. Obviously, you're navigating one particular area. You might have to interact or de-interact with 2 fingers to the right or flick left, or go to your dock or whatever. But to have that option of jumping from a keyboard to a trackpad is, I believe, very empowering.